Hi everyone. Today I just wanted to pop on to show you a quick little craft that I've been working on. It's nothing really complicated, but I wanted to make some pumpkins, decorate some pumpkins, because when I went to look for them in the stores, at thrift stores and antique stores, they're just quite expensive. So I thought I'd try making a few of my own and see if it was a little cheaper. So to start off with, I bought from Amazon 10 pieces of these little styrofoam pumpkin shapes, and it was $12 for the 10 pieces. I was hoping to decorate quite a few of them for my decor, but I didn't get a lot done this year. But I will have some left and we'll do some more each succeeding years. So this first one, I just decorated it with some cut pieces of twine, a couple of different colors. This one is variegated, and then this is the regular colored twine. I started off by cutting them all the same length, the pieces of twine, from top to bottom. I just measured one and then I cut several pieces. But as I was gluing them around the pumpkin, I found that starting every piece here at the top was making it too thick at the top. So then I adjusted my thinking and I started gluing some of them farther down on the pumpkin. And then I just overlapped enough longer pieces at the top to cover up the start of the rest of the pieces of twine. And the same is at the bottom. So I just left a few strands here loose, and I'll show you where some of them are shorter, if I can show you in here, and then some of them are longer. So I will finish this off, but I just wanted it left loose so I could show you how I was making it. And then once I'm done, I just glued a piece of lace on the bottom to cover up all the cut ends of that one. So I will finish that one off and then I will pop in a picture of what it looks like when it's all done. This one is another piece of the styrofoam pumpkins from Amazon. It looks quite a bit larger, but that's because of the yarn that I used. This I call loopy yarn. It's one strand of yarn with all these loops on it. And again, I started them at the top, finished them at the bottom. But this one I didn't have to worry about the ends so much because the big loops hid a lot of the starts and stops of the yarn. So that's this one. And then I just put a stick in the top, stuck it into the styrofoam and glued it so it would stay there. And that's my cinnamon loopy pumpkin. Then the third pumpkin that I did is this one. What I started with was a yellow ceramic, you can see it here, it's a ceramic, I think it was a planter. This came in a box of items I bid on at an auction. It was just an extra, it wasn't anything that I purposely purchased. And when I saw it, it's a bright, bright yellow. It looks more orange, I think, on the camera, but it's a bright yellow. And I knew that I would probably decorate it, so I put it away until I managed to get at this craft. Now this one, I braided strands of macrame yarn, 6 strands. I braided them, and then I glued each section of braided macrame yarn onto the pumpkin. And again, this is glued down, so I can't really show you again. Some of them were longer than others, but because this was an open top, it wasn't too bad. I managed to glue them all inside, but when I got to the bottom, I had to overlap quite a few of them. So then I put a piece on the bottom of felt to cover where the ends were. And then on the inside, I just put this plastic cup, and I put a bit of Kleenex in there just to hold up my pine cone, which I am using to decorate as the stem. And when I'm finished gluing this all together, then I will finish off the lace trim on the top. And then I also added this plaid jute butterfly as part of the trim. And that's that pumpkin. So that's my 3 pumpkins that I've crafted for this year. I will finish them off, and then I will pop in a picture of what they look like when they're all finished. Okay, so here are my finished pumpkins. This one is the one with the twine, 2 different colors. I've finished it off. And that's it. And the size of this one is about, I think they're 5-inch styrofoam pieces. So this one isn't a lot bigger. This one is about an 8-inch big pot. And I finished that one off as well. Now the reason I didn't glue this pine cone in here is I'm not sure what I'm going to do inside. I thought I could put a candle in here if I wanted, one of the battery operated ones. If I wanted, I could put a candle in there, or I could put some dried flowers in there, or I could also put a real flower in there, a small one, one that might grow and look like a stem. Quite a few options anyways. So I haven't decided for sure what all I'm going to do with that. So for this season, I'm just using the pine cone to imitate a stem. And I forgot to mention, this little butterfly is held on with just this little clip. This was a package of 3 that I got at our local dollar store. And there you have it. That's my 3 crafted pumpkins for this season. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So this year I decided I was going to decorate for fall using pumpkins as my theme, and specifically blue and green pumpkins with some hints of orange thrown in as well. So this is one of my side tables. This pumpkin is a real pumpkin we picked up at one of the markets that's local. And this is a flower arrangement that I made. And in it I've used some florals from our dollar store, some dried florals that I had in my stash or that I dried, such as these Chinese lanterns. And some of these flowers I've had from years past. And this velvet blue pumpkin is from this year from the dollar store. I stuck in there some turkey feathers, and these dried seed pods are from Queen Anne's lace that grow along our road. I live in a rural area, and I just dried those and plopped them in there as well. Then moving on, next to that is one of my china cabinets. And all I did with these was I put out a few of my bird decorations and the odd pumpkin. And that's a diamond painting that I did for fall. And inside the cabinet, I just put out some of my orange carnival glass here and there. It's a piece there. Down here, there's a couple pieces, a toothpick holder, and this little bowl with some dried cones in it. And then another piece there upside down. And that's all I did there. I didn't take anything out of the cabinets or rearrange it. I just added a few touches here and there. Now we're moving on to my fireplace mantle that I also have decorated for fall. And I got as many pumpkins on here as I possibly could because, as I stated, that is my theme this fall. So I started with this runner. It has blue and green pumpkins on it. And hanging down here, this garland is some acorns that I crafted into a garland last year. And it's just laying across my mantle. And then we start on the left-hand side. I have this little gourd painted that I found at a yard sale. I want to say last fall. It's been quite a while. Then I have a few pumpkins that I thrifted when I was out thrifting on the shores of Lake Huron. I posted those videos. So I got that one, this little blue one, and this sweater pumpkin. Then scattered throughout, I have some real pumpkins and gourds, including this green one. We picked these up at a local farmer's market. This little one, it says Ashland on it, so that's a Michael's one I picked up at Michael's. And under this dome is a real little gourd. Then I have a set of these 3 gold glass pumpkins that my daughter gifted me several years ago. This is the smallest one. This pumpkin here is from our dollar store. And this is a pumpkin that I took out of a box of dried flower arrangement items. I have some metal birds here, several sets. This one here. These two little ones I believe are quail, and the mate to the other one is on the other end of the mantle. Then in the center of the mantle I have this large sparkling cinnamon colored glass pumpkin my husband gifted me quite a few years ago. This blue velvet pumpkin with these balls on a stem, and the acorn come from our dollar store. Pumpkin. This green one. This is another pumpkin from that set of 3 glass ones. Over here, I forget where I purchased this one. I think it was Winners. It doesn't say on it, but I believe that's where I bought this one. This is another one I crafted. This is a real pumpkin, again from the market, as well as this green gourd I also picked up at the market. Then in front here we have another painted gourd, which is the same. Then in the back I just have a wood turned vase with some dried cotton ball stems in it. And that is my fireplace mantle. And then over here on my other china cabinet, I just have more birds, another pumpkin, and another diamond painting for fall. The hydrangeas are from my garden. I dried those and plopped them in there. In this cabinet, the only thing I added was some more of my orange glass, vintage glass. A couple more pieces there. And this orange and white pumpkin that I picked up at a yard sale. Then moving around to another little cabinet here. This cloche I got at the thrift store, and it's on a metal leaf. I was gifted for my birthday this year from a dear friend. So I just made this little grouping with a grass mushroom, another one of those little dollar store pumpkins, and some seed pods. I bought some cushion covers this year from Amazon, and this is what I loosely based my whole theme on for fall, was these pumpkins. So I have those 2 cushion covers, and then over here on this chair I have the lumbar pillow and another runner, as well as the runner that was on my mantle. And this is just another little grouping here with some orange velvet pumpkins and another one of the set of 3, and some more marigold glass or candy dish there. Area in the living room that I decorated was this little wall sconce. On it I have 3 copper items. A copper pumpkin I got at the dollar store. That candle I thrifted. And this little vase, it's a Japanese vase I've had for many years now. And the wall sconce I got at an auction. Here on my china cabinet in my dining room, I have another little grouping for fall. It includes another metal bird. This one's a turkey. And beside it, this is a metal pumpkin we've had for many years, since our kids were little. And it's always just been a candy dish. It's still there for the grandkids. And then this is just another little grouping I put together in this thrifted basket. It has one of these candles, This vintage salt and pepper shaker that I got at an antique store. A little dollar store velvet pumpkin. And another one that's slightly bigger. And another little dish with some candies in it. That's a cranberry glass vintage dish. It's probably meant to be a candle holder. And then this set of spiced bottles that I got recently at an antique store, which I just love. And the candle holder is also vintage red glass candle holder.